Here we have an example of economic profit, accounting profit, explicit costs, implicit costs. Here, Joe is a lawyer, and he just quit his job and he started his own firm. What we have here is his old salary of $50,000. That's what he made at the old law firm. And to start his new law firm, he had to sell a $10,000 T-bill that was yielding 10%. Here is his income statement for his first year of operation in his new firm. Real simple. Revenues, had $100,000 of revenues coming in, and his total expenses were $60,000. So his net income, $40,000. Easy enough. That's his accounting profit. Accounting profit. And we often use the Greek letter pi for profit in economics. There it is. Can't get easier than that. I think accounting profit's pretty intuitive. Now, what are his explicit costs? Well, they're already in here. His explicit cost is this $60,000. Okay, an explicit cost is a cost that is out of pocket. If you reach into your pocket to pay for it, okay, you write a check, it's an explicit cost. All right. What are his implicit costs? Well, an implicit cost is what's the alternative? How could his labor have been used if he didn't start his old firm? What was the value of his labor? What was the value? What could the $10,000 that he sold his T-bill to purchase office equipment or pay rent or whatever he did with it to get started? Those assets, his labor, his T-bill, his $10,000 T-bill, had alternative uses. What were they? Well, he used to make $50,000 at his old job. By starting his new company, his new law firm, he no longer has the $50,000. His T-bill, his $10,000 T-bill, was giving him 10% interest. So what doesn't he have by starting his old law firm? Because he sold his T-bill, he spent the $10,000. It's not earning 10% of $10,000. So he's got $1,000 he does not have because he started his law firm. So his implicit costs are the $50,000 he used to make and the $1,000 the T-bill used to earn. So implicit costs are $51,000. So what we need to do now to get our economic profit is subtract from our accounting profit the implicit costs. Whoops. Well, here. $51,000. So economic profit is negative $11,000. In other words, he's $11,000 worse off than he would have been had he employed his labor skills and his T-bill money in their next best alternative. Here's another one. Joan is attending college. She's paying tuition of $1,000. Books are $200. Room and board, $1,200. She quit her job, paying $1,000 a month to attend. And she used $2,000 in her money market fund that was paying 1% per month. If a semester is 4 months long, what are Joan's explicit costs, implicit costs, total cost of attending college? All right. Well, what are the explicit costs? Remember, explicit costs are the costs that come out of your pocket. So, what are they? Well, there's tuition. Tuition's $1,000. And there are books and other costs, fees and whatnot, $200. And then there's the room and board, okay, of $1,200. So $2,400 are the explicit costs. That's the easiest one. Those are always the easiest ones to identify. Now, what about the implicit costs? See, the explicit costs aren't the only costs of attending college. You have the alternative use of your time. What is that alternative use? Well, one is that she had to quit her job. Her job was paying $1,000 a month. Semester's 4 months long. So her foregone income $4,000. Okay. But that isn't all. She used up some money market fund, paying 1% a month. She had $2,000 in there. So she pulls that out, and over 4 months, that's 4%, 1% a month. Well, let's do it this way. 1% a month. What's 1% of 2,000? It's $20. For 4 months, that's $80. The lost or foregone interest, $80. So the explicit costs are $4,080. Note the implicit costs are $4,080. Note that the implicit cost is bigger than the explicit cost. And this is often the case with students who already are gainfully employed. That's why you see them coming to school at night or taking online courses. When you're an 18-year-old freshman, your implicit costs often aren't that high. But to some people, they're extremely high. That's why some superstar athletes skipped college altogether and went straight into the pros because the implicit costs were so high. All right, so what's the total cost of attending college? Well, it's simply the $2,400 plus the $4,080. And we get total cost of $6,480. So for decision-making purposes, it's very important that you have the total cost. If you're only looking at the explicit cost, the $2,400, you're understating the cost. You might make a bad decision. If you're thinking, gee, college is only $2,400, and you ignore these implicit costs, when you do your cost-benefit analysis, you may make a mistake. So, accounting profit is for record keeping. Economic profit is for decision making.